Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wilkinson Hall in Bloomington, Indiana for some Big Ten wrestling action as the number 18 Hoosiers take on the number 11 ranked team in the country, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's a Friday night in January. Would you want to be anywhere else? Hey, welcome to the broadcast, everybody. This 125-pound matchup underway. It is Jacob Moran versus Patrick McKee. Riley Woodall, your play-by-play. Jonathan Moran, your color commentator and former IU alum, wrestling alumni. Thanks for coming on the broadcast with me, man.
I'm happy to be here, Riley. The energy in Wilkinson Hall is contagious tonight, and it's going to be a good one.
McKee with the takedown early. Moran looking for the escape, and we'll go out of bounds. So this is the fourth Big Ten duel of the season for both teams. IU is 2-1, Minnesota is 1-2. With the exception of Ohio State, John, this is Indiana's toughest test of the year so far. What's the conversation in the locker room for this team with the number 11 ranked team in the country on your home turf this week?
I think a lot of it is going to be just believing in themselves. This team's very good. When they wrestle up to their full potential, they can compete with anybody, and especially this number 11 ranked Minnesota team. I think they need to look to build off the momentum coming off that Rutgers W last week and keep it rolling this week.
Minute 39 left in this first period of action at 125 pounds. McKee just a little under 2 minutes away from 1 minute of riding time.
Caution, McKee.
John, we'll flip it over to Minnesota. They're looking for their fourth win in a row against the Hoosiers. It's a win streak that's dated all the way back to December of 2015. They've struggled to get going in conference play, dropping two tough duels to Northwestern and Nebraska on the road. Those are two top 10 teams, John. What do they need to focus on tonight to get that conference record back up to 500?
I think the plan for Minnesota is always to start strong. They've got a really good 25 right here in McKee. So starting strong with them and then building off that, the rest of their lineup's always been key. He's doing a good job so far. But, yeah, Minnesota's a good team. Dropped their last two, but expect them to bring it tonight.
McKee cuts Moran. A minute 27 of riding time. A minute 3 left in this first period of action. Nice shot in there for McKee. Good whizzer by Moran. No score awarded yet. And the takedown is awarded to McKee on the outside. Patrick McKee, the number 5 ranked wrestler at 125 pounds in the country for the Golden Gophers. He's 8-1 on the season, 1-1 in Big Ten duels from St. Michael, Minnesota. Two-time NCAA placer. He was 5th in the Big Ten, or 5th in the NCAAs in 2021, 3rd in 2022. He's also gotten 3rd place and 8th place at the Big Ten championships. Moran, a junior from Portage, Indiana, out of Portage High School. He's 19-8 on the season, 5-2 in duels. Been solid for Indiana. Had a few tough weeks with some tough 125-pounders as competition.
Heavy ride by McKee.
10 seconds left in the first period. McKee in firm control. Over 2 minutes of riding time as the first period comes to an end.
Option for the second period goes to McKee, choosing down.
See our officials for the evening. It is Michael Chase and Kent Intagliata. Head coaches for both teams. For IU, it's Angel Escobedo in his 5th season.
1 point escape.
As Moran gets the escape, 5-1 now.
Nice little shuck attempt.
Brandon Eggum in his 7th season for the Golden Gophers.
Post double.
And a nice takedown there from McKee. Extends the lead to 6-7 with the ride time advantage. McKee, a 3-time MSHSL state champion, two-time All-American, 2017 Junior Fargo champ. Moran, a two-time IHSAA state champion, Junior Nationals freestyle All-American, Junior freestyles 4th place. Two individuals with amazing and impressive prep careers. Leading it off for their teams in this ranked matchup inside Wilkinson Hall.
This is what Minnesota needed to get off to a great start.
So McKee's got a very, very tough spiral ride on Moran there, John. What does Jacob have to do to get to his base and get out of there to prevent further riding time from McKee?
McKee wants to get the weight onto Jacob's hands, and Jacob wants to get the weight off his hands, and that's the fight. And McKee's been doing a better job thus far. Look how he's keeping the weight on his hands and then just brings them back.
McKee, one of the best top riders in the country in his weight class. Showing his medal here. Just heavy hips on Moran.
Jacob's already been hit for stalling on bottom, too. You might want to be careful before he gives up a point.
Over 3 minutes and 30 seconds of riding time for Patrick McKee over Jacob Moran. We will head to the third period. Moran emphatically choosing down. And a critical and important first move if you're Jacob Moran here, John.
Very important. And that riding time point's locked. It's important to get up to your feet and work to prevent a major here.
McKee going right back to the spiral ride. Quad pod position for Moran. And Moran gets the escape.
Expect McKee to bring it, looking for the major decision.
So with less than 2 minutes left in this matchup, McKee leads Moran 7-2. Ride time firmly secured, so he will get the extra point. It's 8-2 right now, 6-point differential. A takedown here from McKee would make it a major. Moran shoots in on a low single. Nice sprawl there for McKee.
Looking like we're going to get a stalemate.
Both wrestlers kind of just sitting, and we do get the stalemate call. So we're back up on our feet. So you get a look there at Angel Escobedo. Program's only 4-time All-American from 2007 to 2010, is in his 5th season. 19-37 as the head coach for the Hoosiers. His time, he's coached 8 different NCAA qualifiers as McKee circles around and collects the 2-point takedown.
Now an escape point's really important. That's the difference between 3 points and 4 points for Minnesota.
McKee needs to ride Moran out for 30 more seconds to get the major. .20 seconds left. McKee ahead 9-2. Ride time eclipsing 4 minutes. Moran looking for the escape. Less than 10 seconds left.
McKee's so stingy on top.
And the Golden Gophers start this duel off right with a Patrick McKee major decision. With the ride time bonus, it is 10-2 over Jacob Moran. So we will move to 141 pounds. And Minnesota will start their number 11th ranked Jake Bergland, the graduate student, versus Cayden Rooks for the Hoosiers. One of 2 Rooks brothers in the 1-2 combo. Rooks the senior, Bergland the graduate student. Experience levels tied up here.
Bergland is a senior 10-5 on the season. He's ranked 9th in the nation. Cayden Rooks, a 2021 NCAA qualifier, is 10-6 this season.
Bergland right in on a shot on Rooks, and he will get the 2 points.
That was a nice ankle pick.
Beautiful ankle pick, tripping Rooks back down to the mat. Rooks looking for a switch. And we go out of bounds. Bergland out of Hugo, Minnesota. 7th at the NCAAs, 3rd at the Big Tens last year. Got a career record with the Golden Gophers of 64-26. Rooks, the senior out of Columbus, Indiana. Got a 10-6 record on the year, 4-3 in duels. Got 52 career wins in a Hoosier singlet.
A lot of in-state recruits for Minnesota over there, huh?
One minute of riding time for Bergland in this 141-pound matchup. It is the first period.
That's some heavy leg riding.
Still Bergland with control.
As you mentioned just now, John, 11 Minnesota natives on this 2022-2023 roster, but 11 from Indiana. These programs do a great job of recruiting in-state, but they also do well at expanding across borders, getting some kids coming in from the West Coast, the East Coast, and the middle of the country.
If you can wrestle, we'll take you.
Go out of bounds. Bergland with a 1:35 riding time early in this match. Scored a takedown off a beautiful ankle pick. Rooks looking to bounce back this week after a tough loss to Rutgers. Bergland once again going back to the leg ride.
That's the thing about the Big Ten, Riley. Wrestling in the Big Ten, you never get a break week after week.
And this Minnesota Golden Gophers team has been on the road since November, John. They've grinded it out through tournaments. They've started Big Ten play that way. Their first 4 Big Ten duels have come on the road. What is that grind like? Going on the road, constantly weekend tournaments, everything like that. What is that grind like? I'm sure it takes somewhat of a toll on the body.
It does. The travel, the cutting weight, you know, the workouts, and then on top of the competing, it does take a toll on you. Traveling can be fun, but it can be a hassle sometimes. But I didn't know that. I didn't know they started their first 4 out here on the road. I wonder how it pays off for them.
Bergland finishes the first period with over 2 minutes of ride time. He defers, and Rooks will take neutral. The Golden Gopher leads the Hoosier 2-0.
25 and 41 have been really impressive on top for Minnesota.
It's one thing I noticed watching this team on tape. They've got some solid top position riders. Rooks looking for an underhook. We're locked up ear to ear. Both these wrestlers heavy on the head. Bergland in his prep career was 170-19. He's a 5-time Minnesota national team member, 2016 MSHSL state champ, 3-time placer. He's in on another shot on Rooks. Over on the edge of the mat, circles around and collects the 2.
That's a nice finish there by Bergland. Not stopping wrestling just because they're on the edge. Knowing where he is. Good mat awareness. Well done.
Rooks, a 3-time All-American. Started every duel last year at 141 pounds. 128-5 in his high school career. 2-time Indiana State champion. One of the holdouts on this team, one of the older wrestlers that started out as a true freshman, wrestling varsity for Indiana.
Cayden and his brother are great role models for younger guys in the room. They're going to look up to someone in terms of character and work ethic. You look up to the Rooks brothers.
Bergland eclipses 3 minutes of ride time, and Rooks is warned for stalling.
See how Bergland uses his head to keep Cayden's head down. That's heavy, heavy top riding.
Seen that before at the 125-pound matchup. These Golden Gophers like the side spiral ride and just got constant pressure on the head. We in period 2, 4-0. Golden Gopher has ride time advantage fully secured. Rooks starts on top. Bergland's got Rooks in precarious position, and he gets out for the escape.
Expect Bergland to chase this major decision. He would need a takedown.
With the riding time, he has a 6-0 advantage over Rooks. A takedown would put him at that 8 mark for the major decision.
Cayden's still coming, though. Looking for his ties, for his attacks.
Another ankle pick attempt in there by Bergland, and he gets another takedown.
Really, really nice shot.
Heavy head pressure. Scooped down, collected the ankle. Circled around and collected the shot. Well done. Bergland looking for a turn here. He's got one of Rooks' legs hooked. Rooks doing a good job of fighting down. We haven't seen any wrestler get swipes yet in this matchup. 35 seconds left in this third period at 141 pounds.
30 seconds remaining, 30.
Bergland's got the Turk, and he's getting swipes on Rooks. Under 15. And another 4 points for Bergland. Another dominant performance from Jake Bergland, the number 11 wrestler in the country. It's another notch in the win column with a 12-0 major decision over Cayden Rooks. And with that major decision, Minnesota extends the lead over Indiana to 5 points. Derek Gilcher, the junior, the number 18th ranked wrestler in the country at 157 pounds, 21-5 on the year, versus the redshirt senior, number 16 ranked Brayton Lee, who's 3-5 this year.
Brayton Lee is a senior who's 3-5 this year for Minnesota, ranked 14th nationally. Derek Gilcher is a junior, 21-5 for the Hoosiers. He's currently ranked 15th in the nation.
Derek Gilcher, who last year owned a 9-7 record, has really burst onto the scene and really exploded this season, John.
He's really had a breakout year. I don't know if something shifted in his mindset or what it was, but Gilcher is wrestling like an animal this year. And, I mean, nobody's surprised. Everybody knew he was capable of this, but it's been an incredible performance this year, and I'm excited to see how he ends it.
Brayton Lee, a native of Indiana from Brownsburg, went to Brownsburg High School. Two-time NCAA placer, 6th in 2021. And then first-team All-American for the NWCA in 2020 prior to that tournament's cancellation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Career record with the Golden Gophers is 58-19. And he was on a roll last year, John, 16-1 on the season before suffering a season-ending injury at Ohio State on February 11th. And he's just trying to get back into the groove.
You always hate to see guys go down with injuries, especially season-ending injuries like that. Everybody works so hard to get to this level, and then when an injury takes that ability away from you, it really sucks. Good action from both guys so far.
Two of the top wrestlers on both of these teams. If you're looking at the rest of the matchups, this is one that would be extremely important for Indiana.
Yeah, this is almost a must-win for Indiana if we're talking duel.
We mentioned Brayton Lee from Brownsburg, Indiana. Minnesota actually held their practice this morning at Brownsburg High School. Pretty awesome, just going back to your roots, John.
That's nice. I'm sure it's been nice for Brayton to come home, and I'm sure he's got family and friends here. Good for him.
35 seconds left in the first period. We are scoreless between Gilcher and Lee. A lot of solid action. Hard ties. Couple shot attempts here and there.
High-level hand fighting this whole period.
Both wrestlers looking to create that angle and get them in on the shot. Gilcher on the single leg attempt. And a good sprawl back from Lee.
Gilcher's had some good looks. Unable to finish so far.
So we're scoreless after one between Lee and Gilcher. And Lee will choose bottom to start the second period. Caution on Gilcher. Once again, getting a little excited. Bit of a smile on his face. Both of these wrestlers with a big opportunity in this dual meet. Lee up to his feet. Gilcher looking for the mat return.
Working hard to get Lee back down.
Still working for the mat return, and there it is, right back to the mat.
That's kind of been his thing, right? Gilcher guys get up to their feet on Gilcher. He puts them right back down with a big mat return. And he always gets a cool picture.
Especially after the mat return that I saw from him during Ohio State. I started coining him Mr. Mat Return.
Hey, yeah, he did a one-arm mat return. That was ridiculous. Got a really cool picture to post on Instagram. Look.
Gilcher, a native of Michigan, another huge mat return to Lee.
I mean, the kid's a freak.
Lee right back up to his feet. Gilcher looking for the return once again.
Really, really good job.
Lee ends up just running out.
Gilcher's no easy guy to escape from.
So a solid bit of mat return riding from Gilcher, but Lee being stubborn, sticking with it, gets back up to his feet. Lee with the front headlock, circling back around.
Going one way, going the other, and back the other way.
Trying to set up Gilcher here.
Gilcher did a good
Gilcher
job.
doing a good job of clamping down on the arm.
Fending that off. It looked like Brayton Lee was going one, going the other.
We'll go back to our feet. Gilcher 106-17 in his high school career. Three-time Michigan State champion. He's 20-5 this year. 21-5 this year. He's Maryville Open champ. Owns a couple solid wins over some ranked opponents.
Looks like Brayton's really started to come forward more this period.
Lee looking for his first win in Big Ten duels this season over Gilcher. Started off a little bit slow. Lee right back in. And some solid action from both wrestlers.
Again, counter shot, counter wrestling. Really, really good job.
Both these wrestlers still looking for the angle. Lee trying to go downstairs. And we'll head to period 3. Lee owns a 1-point advantage over Gilcher. Wilkinson Hall starting to feel it a little bit.
I told you it was going to be a fun one. I knew this would be fun, Riley.
Riding time not an advantage at this, or not riding time not a factor at this point in the match. Gilcher up to his feet. Lee with a good solid spiral ride. And Lee just cuts Gilcher, so here we go.
Here we go.
Riding time not a factor. Score knotted up 1 apiece. Minute 35 left in this matchup. Both wrestlers going at it. Gilcher, who won in overtime in a thrilling matchup against Rutgers a week ago. We know his stamina. We know Lee's going to be able to go to the distance. Shot, counter shot from both wrestlers. We're still on our feet. One minute remaining in the third period at this 157-pound bout.
Both guys bringing it. Nobody taking a back step.
Brayton Lee won. Derek Gilcher won. 50 seconds left.
Everything we expected.
Minnesota again leads Indiana 11-3. Burley with the underhook. In on the leg on Gilcher. Looking to finish. Gilcher looking for the whizzer. Precarious position. Can Lee finish? Elevates the leg to the top shelf. Trips it down. And there's 2 for Brayton Lee. And with 10 seconds left, Lee gets the clutch takedown over Gilcher. And you can just feel the air leave Wilkinson Hall a little bit.
Brayton Lee did a really good job of getting to his underhook where he wanted to be. Got to that single.
4 seconds. Lee cuts Gilcher. Gilcher right after him. But Brayton Lee gets his first win in Big Ten duels for the 2023 season with a 3-2 decision over Derek Gilcher. And that puts Minnesota at 11-point advantage over the Hoosiers as we head into halftime.